Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art. I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. Today, this video is a very serious video. Okay, it's not about comic books. It's not about any kind of media thing. It's about real life. Okay, so if you want to skip this video, go ahead and skip. According to the title, which I haven't named yet, but as soon as I get done with the video, I'll come up with a title. If you want to skip this video, go right ahead. Don't worry, I have no problems with that. If you want to know where I'm coming from with this video, then just keep on watching. First, I want to thank everybody who watches my videos. I do. Now, the thing is, this video should be up Monday sometime. So hopefully either late morning or Monday afternoon, this video. And of course, it's going to one of the most important days in America. November 3rd is the election. I usually don't try to talk a lot of political stuff here. I usually try not to, because one of the things that's supercharged on and everybody has super opinions on is politics and religion. And even though I have my wacky view of politics and my wacky view of religion, I try to stay away from it as much as I possibly can. Or if I do talk about it, I try to be as tasteful as I can. Okay? Number one, if you are of voting age, vote. Please vote. I could tell you that, yes, people of my ethnic background, they died. They got beaten. They got harassed, spit on, whatever, and all that, just to get you the right to vote. And the funny thing is that there's a lot of people who thinks that this whole thing is rigged. Yes, it is rigged. The election is rigged. Of course it is. And number one, no matter who sits in office, they cannot do everything for everyone. One of the things that I thought it was funny was the MAGA chant, "Make America Great Again." But if you look at America historically, America has always been great for one segment of the population, but for other segments, not so great. But we live in a country where you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do. As long as you put your mind to it and have the availability and the resources to do it, you can do anything you want. I remember one of my uncles, my aunt wanted to have her own business. Scraped up enough money, got a business plan, opened a little small business. Didn't last too long because people kept breaking into it, thinking that she's making all this money. Yeah, pitfalls. One of my friends, he's self-employed. He owns his own cleaning company. He worked on it through the family. He tried to go to school, try to do all this other stuff, but he'd rather do janitorial work. He makes pretty decent money. He got a couple big contracts, and he can do all that stuff, and that's great. The opportunity is there. Opportunity to do what you want is there. I grew up in a very somewhat not so poor area. What I mean by that, we're not dirt poor, but we were poor, like what they call the working poor. Now, am I rich? The answer is no, but if I wasn't in America, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I probably wouldn't be living the way how I'm living. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. Number one, most of you, if you ever noticed, I am a Democrat. Not because I'm black, because I believe in what the Democrats believe in. Even though the current Democrats that's in positions are kind of whacked out and crazy. They're super far left. I'm more of a moderate. And I know some people are going to say, whoa. Yes. The problem is that, a lot of people want to talk about Democrats are socialists. Do I look like a socialist? I make money. You can see I spend money. Socialism doesn't give you what you see right there. Socialism does not give me the comic book reviews or the magazines I buy or the DVDs I buy. That's all capitalist, baby. So, not all Democrats are socialists. We do believe in socialist programs to help everybody, but that's what I believe in. That's what the core is. The core Democrats are. Then you got some people who's very far left. Very far left. Do I believe certain things should be fixed? Yes. Do I think certain places should get invested in? Yes. Does it ever happen? No, it don't. That's politics as usual. I have some conservative friends. I do have some very conservative friends that say that you're stupid to vote for Biden. Okay? Well, then I say, I think you're stupid for voting for Trump. And they say, why? And then I said, why do you think... Okay, here's a question. Think of the reasons why you said I'm stupid for voting who I believe is the best candidate. And against what? Those same things, it's the same that applies to your candidate. It's the same thing. Whatever. And, sometimes sometimes you look up and it's like, I have some, at my job, there's a couple of conservatives at my job, and they're like, yeah, Trump this. And I'm like, dude, don't you realize that, for our jobs, Republicans always undermine our jobs. But you don't seem to care. You technically voting against your own interest. You have that right, but you're voting against your own interest. And they, no. Well, hey, if you don't do your job right, you do deserve to get fired. Problem is, that guy doesn't do his job right. That guy doesn't know his job. But the funny thing is, I'm the one who might get fired, and I know what I'm doing. That's the hilarious part. Like, huh? But anyway, a lot of fighting. But the thing is, I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're independent. I treat people based on their personality and what they are. If you say, for example, one of my friends he's black, he's a hardcore conservative and hardcore, religious person, and the only thing me and him have in common is comic books and movies and stuff like that. And we talk about that stuff all the time. We don't really talk too much about that because we both know where we stand on that. Sometimes he'll agree with me, sometimes I agree with him. That happens. Another friend, we both get along even though we both totally opposite of the spectrum. He had a party and basically I was the only Democrat at the whole party. Everybody was hardcore Trumpers and Republicans. And that's fun. And the funny thing is they looked at me and said, dude, that guy's a Democrat? Why? Don't you know he's fighting for the wrong side? I'm like, then when they talk to me, they're like, huh, I never thought of things that way. Of course. Now, there's some people who wants to vote third party, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Even though they know that a lot of third party candidates don't get invited to the big debates. All the debates, any third party candidate was on there. No, it's either Democrat or Republican. Matter of fact, Bernie Sanders was actually an independent, but he ran under the Democratic. He ran under the Democratic Party because that's the only way he was going to get any kind of traction. So, and to tell you the truth, a lot of people say, you're wasting your vote. Well, it's their right. It's your right to vote the way how you want. If you vote your conscience, vote your feelings, vote for whatever it is. If you think this country is on the right track and doing everything great, then you vote for that candidate. If you think there needs to be a change, then vote for that candidate. There's all this political mudslinging. There's these, of course, for over a year, there's all these political ads. They've been running for 2 years now. It's bonkers. One of the things, I get text every day. Vote for this, vote for that, vote for this, vote for me, vote for this. We want to vote. We want to make sure it's fucking insane. It's flipping insane. I can't even watch YouTube without political ads popping up. I'm like, oh my God. Seriously. Wow. I remember I went to the debate. Me and my friends hung out at a debate for one of the debates. One of my friends, he voted Democrat last time, but he's leaning Republican this time. He said, I'm not a Democrat anymore. Because of whatever reason. Because of, I guess Biden's going to change something that deals with his job. And he's talking, because he's a bail bondsman. They're going to say they're going to get rid of bail bondsmen and stuff like that, and they're going to do all this. So he said, I'm not going to vote for Biden because of this. I'm like, dude. And then his friend is like, yeah, his cousins, yeah, because he's a Trump guy. So they looked at me. I said, I'm voting for Biden. They both looked at me strange. I said, why? I said, I work for the federal government, which I do. I work for the federal government, civilian. Every Republican president undermines my job in some way, shape, or form. They undercut our job. They underfund my job. Every time there's a Democratic president, we get funded. We get backing. Go figure. My job, I help actual people. I actually help people, okay? I actually help people. There's some certain, basically, we provide disability benefits, retirement benefits, Social Security Administration. That's who I work for. For example, if you're in America and your parents are like senior citizens, they deal with someone like myself. If you're young and disabled, from whatever reason, you deal with somebody like myself. So I always, and the thing is that Republicans, in my opinion, always try to undermine unions. And I'm a firm believer of unions. True, I know that some unions, they protect certain people and everything else, but guess what? If you think about it, everybody's protected in some way, shape, or form. But I already know who I'm. So at the debate, I said, you know what? I'm a Democrat. I already know who I'm voting for. There's no reason for you to watch this because you're already voting for Trump. If you haven't decided, that's what the debates are for. And the guy and his cousin looked at me, which I'm friends with him too. And he looks up and he goes, I never really thought of it that way. See, I say, no matter what happens in this debate tonight, you're going to vote for Trump. And he goes, yeah. And no matter what happens in this debate today, I'm going to vote for Biden. He's the one who has to make a decision whether or not Biden's going to be the one that he's going to back or not. This person's going to think that. This person's going to have to try to figure it out. This person's going to try to figure that out. There you go. But anyway. And the thing is, I don't care the COVID scare. I'm voting in person. My parents, they did absentee ballot, which I'm fine because they're older. They're older. I don't want them standing in line, especially during this kind of situation, the pandemic. I don't want them in there because guess why? I don't want them. I don't want them hurt. I don't want them to get infected. On this. One could barely. Both of them. Sometimes they can't. But both of them can barely walk. So even though my polling place is like a 5-minute walk, them trying to walk there and do all that and stand in line, hell no, no absentee ballot for you. Drop it off at the city council building. Okay, I'll go in person. And there was NBC did this story about these guys who voted absentee ballots. They got their ballots. Somehow they got their ballots, and they found out their ballots was rejected for some strange reason. They couldn't explain on the newscast. They were live streaming it with these people like a Zoom thing, and they said your ballots was rejected. Did you know about that? And they all like, no, they never got notified that their ballots was rejected. So here's the question: so if your ballot got rejected, why wasn't it rejected? We don't know, but that's why I like going polling. That's why I like polling in person. It feeds it through. If it's a reject, it kicks it back out. So that's why. But like I said, it's very important. Every election is the biggest election of our times. It's always been that way, and it's always will. But this is the future that we have to worry about. Doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. Doesn't matter. Because the person you vote for might change their plans and go a different route. It's possible and it's bound to happen. Or maybe they want to do a lot of things that they get stonewalled. That has happened before. Many, many, many times. But that's all I can tell you about it. But, just vote. If you don't want to watch my videos anymore because I'm a Democrat, then okay, I'm sorry about that, but that shouldn't matter. I'm not telling you how. I'm not going to you and say, you vote this way or else. No. You're dumb for voting for that. No, it's not. I'm like, okay. Of course, some of us have a lot of political battles with our family and our friends, and I have political battles with this one guy who I know for 20-some years, and it's like, what? But the thing is that we still respect each other. We still love each other as friends. Because I don't let that get in the way of everything else. You know how some people have to cut people off because of their religious or political beliefs, and to me, I can understand that, but for me personally, I can't do that. So if you have a different viewpoint on religion or politics, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the core person itself. And if you're a stand-up person, most likely I will like you to death. I like you a lot, and I respect you a lot. Even if you hate me, I still will respect you because that's the person you are. But anyway, let me get back on doing my thing. And I'm so, like I said, my channel is not just for comic books and media. I talk about a whole variety of things, even life lessons and life stories. I just like doing it that way instead of making 50 different channels, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, I don't want this going too longer, but vote, please. Let America hear your voice. Because guess what? Some other countries, you don't get a vote. So why squander that? You know what I mean? With that, okay, this topic has been on my mind for the last couple of weeks, and I really was putting off on it. I really didn't want to talk about this. Really didn't want to talk about this. Really didn't. And I was like, oh no, no. But every time when I tried to suppress this, it kept coming back, kept coming back. Today when I was doing my laundry, I'm filming this Saturday night for Monday, and the funny thing, I was sitting in my car and this one kept going in my head. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. And then so I'm like, screw it. Let's do this, get this over with, and get done and move on with my life. And maybe I could go to sleep. So that's the reason why I brought this up. Next video, nothing about politics, nothing about religion. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I might do something about a haul of books I've gotten. Maybe, if everything comes in this week. Something's supposed to be showing up this week, so hopefully that works. So, with that, goodbye. Good night, good luck, and if you're in America, United States citizen, please vote. If you haven't done it already. Thank you. And I cannot wait till I see you for my next video.